So it was a good job you checked, wasn't it? Come on, sit back in the cradle. You're not going to sit back in the cradle, are you? Okay. Oh, what the heck is up here? It's all going swimmingly well, is it not? Okay, we've got a beep and a red light flashing. A beep and a red light flashing. Well, whoops. That's been enough to get married on sometimes. Okay, right. So, hi. Here's not a new song. It's a new song in the same way. Oh, it's over there. Glasses are there. It's, I wrote this last night. It started at 10 past 9 and it got finished at 12 minutes past 10. And it is called Journey. Guitar, won't go amiss. Come here. We won't be long. There you go, Journey. I've had to destroy my beautiful tune. Did I turn both cameras on? I just got to talk my voice in, which I know upsets so many people online because they just want everything to start. You know, I make my videos for the people that like my stuff. I don't make my videos for the people that don't like my stuff. But this is the closest I can come to a sound check these days. It's the talk at the start and for my fingers to settle down. So, anyone else in the end stage of motor neuron disease want to make some YouTube videos? I'll be happy to criticize yours. So, I don't know what I was saying though. Tunings, I've had some lovely tunings on this guitar for a week. And even when I wrote other songs and other keys, I'm not going to change them, I'll just... But for this one I had to change the tunings. And I'm very annoyed by it. But, you know, you got to do what you can. Right, we're very near the start now. I even had to write the music down on this one, this is rare. And before I go anywhere, my amazing, uber-talented son, Dylan Murphy, has a book available on Amazon. It's this one over here. It's called Bacon School Adventures. It's a mere £5. Not $4.99, but $5. So that makes it easy for you to get the free postage. To save you a penny. And it's very funny. It's a story about a young boy called Bacon. Well, go to Amazon and Google it and you can read the preview on it. Amazing, talented young man. Not bad for an 11-year-old, huh? Okay, we're going to use fingers or not. Oh. Okay. That's not how this was coming to me so fast and the writing, it's just like, right, okay, 1, 2. 12. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. About the fact my fingers are too weak to press certain strings now. We're just going to have to wing it, folks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. took a journey into darkness on a trail that's gone cold, tentative steps in the fog of confusion. I booked into a room saying, if I may be so bold, could you tell me if this is an illusion? I produced a torn and frayed photograph. The landlord took it and held it to the light. He gave a startled cry and tore it in half and cried, you chose the wrong town to stay tonight. His daughter took my bag and led me to my room. Said, excuse him, he's had a terrible shock. Stay up here for a while, he'll come down soon. She left and I heard the door lock. I washed and pondered on my next move. Someone knew more than they were saying. I had my suspicions, but nothing I could prove. The door reopened and she asked, how long are you staying? First things first, I said, and asked her name. Marie, she answered with a half-lit smile. My father thinks you're looking for someone to blame. I said, let me dwell on that for a while. I passed this way once, I said, a long time ago, back when I had several paths to choose. I've returned looking for someone I used to know, but all I've got are second-hand clues. A lady, she asked, and I nodded my head. Said I knew her for a while, but have loved her much longer. I could have stayed, but I chose to leave instead. And many years I've rued the way I wronged her. I settled down in time, or at least I tried. But my wife knew there was a call elsewhere. I loved her in a way, but some things you can't hide. Forgery kisses can't be made to care. What was the lady's name? Inquired Marie. Kathy, I said, and I saw her eyebrows raise. Did she stumble, look a little like me? She did, I nodded, and she gasped, Lord be praised. I only have one photograph, I began, producing the now fractured black and white. Marie took a glance, turned on her heels, and ran, and I felt self-question start to bite. Are you pleased with yourself? Asked a rage-heavy voice, turning up and disrupting my girl's life. Yes, I have raised her and never regretted my choice. And yes, Kathy was my wife. You came passing through with your fine bone cheeks and your tortured poet eyes that turned her head. You disappeared blithely after a few weeks, and you left a goodbye gift in her bed. I never knew, I said, but he cut me short. You never cared to know, came the curt reply. You went your merry way without a second thought. Now here you are again, and I wonder why. I raise my shoulders saying I'm not sure. Something's pulled me like a magnet for so long. Where is Kathy too? He kicked shut the door. My beautiful wife is low, this 12 months gone. I felt my soul being hung and drawn. My blood froze and my heart refused to beat. She caught the fever bad, and now she dances on Eden's lawn with butterflies and angels at her feet. And now I think you leaving is for the best, and take your loitering shadow with you. I nodded my head as I acquiesced, then paused and said, there's something I must do. Marie was at a table in the deserted lounge. I stopped and she placed her eyes in mine. I must go, I said, my answers are not found. Perhaps another town far down the line. I thought this was the place, but alas, it's not. Coincidence is a curse upon us all. I have to say, Marie, a fine father have you got. He loves you, and my words began to stall. He gave me a brief sign of gratitude, shook my hand and said, I'm sorry your journey was in vain. I whispered, please, no, I never meant to intrude, and I'll not trouble you again. I waved them farewell and hit the cold night air, knowing I carried a book that never could be closed. I left with less than I'd arrived with there, and a wound of the kind that only ever grows. Even though I wrote the music down, I didn't look at it now. This thing was going wrong until about verse 3. I just gotta wait for the legs to, the brain to stop trying to work the fingers and get back to the legs. So that's called Journey. You want to know where that song came from? Well, then you need to buy my latest lyric anthology, which is called Mirrors. My last ever lyric anthology, and it's in there. No, I'll be a bit mean. I'll give you half the story, but I'll tell you the initiation point of it. I mean, the story goes elsewhere from there. And as it says in the song, oh man, was that like someone taking a pneumatic drill to my soul. But there's a wonderful Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes film. Well, they're all wonderful. Sherlock Holmes in Washington, maybe not so. Called The Scarlet Claw. And the murderer is... I wouldn't know. Although, there's a sidebar for you. I'm just going to talk for a few minutes. On the box set, was the film Sherlock Holmes Faces Death. So if you put the DVD of Sherlock Holmes Faces Death and it comes up on the screen, and it shows you who the killer is before you even start the film, you know. So there's Sherlock Holmes there, you know, and the bad guy there, you know, with the drawn gun and everything. And then you click play, and you spend the next 68 minutes getting to. So hey, you know, if it's good enough for Columbo, I guess, you know. So anyway, so that's maybe the first Columbo one. Yeah, there's with a wonderful actress called Kay Harding, and I was watching the film last night on DVD, just you know, trying to find some enjoyment and stuff, and she plays a character called Marie Journée, and she writes Journée down in a journal. Journée? Journey. And so very rarely for me I had the title, so I reached for pen and paper and I wrote Journey down. And the opening line came, "To be journey into darkness on a trail that's gone cold." And there's like little dots, little nods to the film, but only in the first couple of lines, you know. Fog, you know, tentative steps in the fog of confusion, but some of the movie takes place in fog. And then it went from there. But that was the initiation point, so that's why Marie in this song is called Marie, because in the film, Kay Harding, a very talented actress who only appeared in, I think, 6 films and only 2 minor. I think she's uncredited in 4 and maybe in 2 a credit. Was credited, but you know, 4th or 5th down the bill. And The Mummy's Ghost, I think, is the other one. Both of them are very good. A very talented actress and a very beautiful actress. And a very eye-catching actress in the personality caught my eye. And that's why the mother in the song is called Kathy. It's as close as I could get to K, but I needed 2 syllables. The rest of the story, though, from there. Woo. Right, I've got to try and do that now. I think the legs and the arms have eased up. So I need another 6 minutes of verticality now. I'm going to try take 2. But if I don't make it, you